Hello, my name is Chloe. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my January reading journal setup. Okay, so despite this video taking me what felt like a literal age to film, I've not got much content because I had to speed it up so it wasn't boring, crop out where the camera cut me off, and yeah, just hope that this goes okay. So I'm doing a collaged cover page just for January. That's my plan for this reading journal, is to have a cover page and a stats page for each month. So I'm trying my best at hand lettering. It's not my number one skill. I decided it looked a little bit better in a thicker pen and bulked out a little bit, so that's what I went with. So I'm doing a old book page, my scribbled hand lettering, a bit of washi tape, and then these vintage stickers. So what I'm doing each month is a color theme just for this cover page and my stats page. Anything else I want to bring in that's just monthly. So we've gone with pink vintage florals for these pages, and I don't hate them. I really don't. I don't think it's like the best reading journal skill we've ever seen, but I tried my best. Tried to do some layering, which isn't my like skill set, and it doesn't look awful. So then we're moving on to a stats page where I want to put books read in the middle. I already didn't like how I'd done my title, so I did that again pretty swiftly. I don't know whether my new one looks any better, but I'm trying my best. I'm learning, and I think it looks okay. It doesn't look dreadful. So we've got books read in the middle again with a bit of a book page and some washi tape, and I've tried to layer some stickers where I wouldn't usually know how to do that. You can then see me working out my stats for the genres I read in the month, and that's because I'm bringing in a little bar chart kind of thing. Mathematically, it's not accurate. I am an accountant. I should know how to do things like this. I do in theory, but I just wanted this to be a cute little graph rather than anything statistically correct. So I'm writing my genres along the bottom and then just doing a sort of representation for how many books I read of that genre in the month. So we've got romance, we've got horror, we've got fantasy, we've got thriller, and other. So the bars aren't even like they're as wide as the title, they don't mean anything. I decided to do that on separate squared paper so that it stood out a little bit more, just as something added into the bottom, and added some more of these vintage pink stickers, cutting that down to be more like so it doesn't stand out as much as a blob of paper. Stuck that in the bottom and then coloured in each bar with a different colour pink. So all of the different pinks involved in this. I think I'm going to do something similar every month. This kind of worked though, so maybe I'll keep it going for a few months. I'm then using another old book page. This was a misprinted book, so it's okay. Nobody scream. And I wanted to put all of my stats in one place. I already didn't like the books read, so I've started again on a separate piece of paper to have books read, pages read, average rating, physical books, and audiobooks, average pages per day. So I write those stats in separately, cut them out, and add them to this cutout of paper, and again, layer it at the top. I think it looks okay. I've got things to learn, but the information's there and it looks pretty in pink. Now it's time to move on to the individual reviews. And one thing I said about this journal before I started is I wasn't going to do a full page review for any books unless I absolutely loved them and had so much to say. But really, I just want this to be a record keeping for all of the books I did read. So we're just doing a half to a third of a page for each book. At the bottom here, we have A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. And obviously, I have some ACOTAR themed stickers if you saw my journaling supplies video. So I picked out two of those I liked that kind of matched the theme, cut out some of the white background just so they weren't quite as jarring on that orange paper. And then I've stuck the cover in and written A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I'll do all of the other writing later on. At the top here, we have The Regrets by Amy Bonifans. This is the first book I read in 2025, so it has some sort of nostalgia on that basis. I found a yellow background that matched the cover and this coffee shop picture because there's quite a lot of the story that happens inside a coffee shop, so it kind of fits. And then we move on to the next five books that I'm going to fit on 2 pages. First of all, with Mina and the Undead by my good friend Amy McCall, which is still a crazy sentence to say. I read this at the start of January and I'm so happy that I can call Amy a friend. It's still a little bit weird. I hope she doesn't mind me saying this if she watches this video. Then we have Layla by Colleen Hoover, which I've done on this brown background. kind of to match the theme of the cover, but nothing crazy in terms of theming for that one. We then have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So we have this vintage science looking sticker set that I used at the top there. I listened to this audiobook. I didn't pay too much attention, so I didn't have too much to say. It just needed a space. And then Fourth Wing was a reread. So even though I liked that book, I didn't really need much space to talk about a reread. I tried to do these circle stickers and they just didn't sit right, so I ended up covering it with washi tape and calling it good. I don't like how I left this washi tape in the end, but hey ho, it's done. It's not hurting anyone. So yeah, not much to say on Rewind, so I didn't actually decorate at all. I just stuck the cover in. There's me adding the last of the titles and moving on to my final page, which is kind of crazy that we're already there. We have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, and these two stickers are actually really representative for things that happen in the book. So even though they're a bit cuter than the theme of the cover, it does match the book, and I feel like these were really good sticker choices for it. Then we have A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen, where I wanted to keep the Viking theme going as much as I could. I feel like that wooden heart really did help it fit the Viking theme, and I got to use some more of those vintage stickers. So yeah, not mad at that one at all. We then kind of go off frame because I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm sorry. We have Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austin. So I've got this rabbit sticker that matches the cover accidentally perfectly. Queen Takes Rose by Katie Robert, where I just used a sticker of a rose, again, very literal. And then I have Think of a Number by John Verdon, which I didn't decorate. Didn't have too much to say on that one. So here's me finally adding in the titles, and I will come back for the reviews any second. I've had to slow that clip down though, so I actually can talk to you. I'll get better at these videos, guys, I promise. So here we go, starting from the cover, which you have seen in detail. So I will let myself flip this cover. Come on, Chloe, you've slowed it down, but we've seen this part. This isn't the bit. Here we go. So we have my completed stats page, as you've seen. I then have my reviews in for the Regrets and the Court of Silver Flames. For each book, I'm putting the rating and then the date that I finished it. English viewers, I'm sorry, I have done the date in the American format. I need to start getting used to doing that. So I've decided in my reading journal, I'll do it the American way. We have Mina, we have Layla, again, like 5 star, 5 star. As I said, I didn't really pay attention to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It just didn't do anything for me. I wasn't really paying enough attention, so that got no rating. Flipping forward, we have Home Before Dark, which is another 5, and then yeah, my reviews for the rest of the month. So I really like how this looks with all of the reviews written in. It bulks out the pages a lot, and they looked a bit empty without. So there's my first go at a reading journal for a month. I already prefer, because I can disclose, I've already done February, and I prefer February. So I hope you stay with me for this process and my learning journey of doing a reading journal. I've tried my absolute best and I will improve. It's just, this is my first. I do like it. I hope you do too. If you have any helpful hints or tips, please leave them down below. Please don't be mean. But I will see you back in another couple of weeks for my February reading journal, which I already like a hell of a lot more, and I'm sure you will too. So thank you so much for watching this one, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.